Good morning to all of you out there, and for the other areas, good evening, particularly dun po sa mga kaibigan natin abroad. Thank you for watching us, whether you are watching us via Signal TV, channels 8 or 250, or if you're watching us on Facebook.com/OneNewsPH, and of course, YouTube, One News PH. I'm Cito Beltran, your host, and welcome to today's episode of Agenda. It's December 18, 2020, and the time is 8:01 in the morning. Medyo na double take ako doon. 8:01 a.m. Medyo nalilito na ako sa mga time zones. You know, anak ko nasa Netherlands. May mga kaibigan tayo sa Amerika. It has become such a small world, and a small world, a global community that shares the same misery named COVID-19. In any case, we have much to be thankful for. We are all alive. We are working. And if you're not working, at least you're resting. And syempre, magandang balita, weekend na po. And because it's the weekend before Christmas, we've decided to invite the representatives of the bus transport organizations kasi alam nyo, nagtataka lang kami. Medyo masyadong abala yung gobyerno natin with COVID-19 and maybe presuming, I actually wrote it in my column for today in the Philippines Star, where I pointed out that it's eerie and worrisome na walang mga major announcements or guidelines that have been posted regarding travel during the holidays. It's been, all the talk has been about limit your movement, limit the number of people, but the Filipinos, the minute the holiday come, wala, unless sabihin ninyong bawal kasi naka-ECQ, bibiyahe at bibiyahe yan. So we will speak with Alex Yague, Director of the Provincial Bus Operations Association of the Philippines. And after that, we will speak with Secretary William Dar because I stumbled upon a situation which aggravates yung ating hog raising industry and the delivery of pork into the markets all over the country. Kasi mukhang may requirements ang national government, may requirements ang maraming local government concerning certification that your products or your hogs are ASF free. Pero ang problema, ang mga testing center limited. It reminds you of the time when COVID-19 was new and there was only RITM. And some private, very, very few private laboratories. But mabuti na lang sa COVID-19, dumami na yung mga laboratory dito sa ASF, hindi po dumadami. At pati na yung mga may ordinaryong problema ang kailangan magpa-laboratory, katulad ng Kuya Cito, sasabay na kami doon sa mga nagpapasertificate ng ASF free. Patay tayo dyan. Mura lang. 21,000 lang naman magpa-test. Magkano ba inaangal natin tungkol doon sa COVID-19? We were complaining about 6,000 to 8,000. For a third certificate, ASF free certificate, it's 21,000. Bakit pa ako maglalabas ng baboy? Sabi ng magbababoy. And we will try to speak with Governor Arthur Yap of Bohol regarding the opening of Bohol for tourism. Matutuloy na ba talaga? Makakatungtong na ba kami dyan sa Bohol, Governor Art Yap? And finally, last interview natin for the day, we will speak to our friend Mayor Alfred Romualdez of Tacloban kasi like our friend Mon Lopez, Secretary of the DTI, Mayor Alfred Romualdez, discovered he is not COVID-proof. Hindi siya bulletproof sa COVID. Tinamaan siya ng COVID and he will make kwento regarding the experience. In any case, let's go to the front page of the Philippines Star. Very interesting day as far as the news are concerned. President Duterte tells Health Secretary Francisco Duque III to explain the alleged dropping of the ball or how the secretary reportedly failed to sign document to secure vaccines from Pfizer. Ayan, nagkalabasan na, nagkabistuhan na. Eh, kasi to be fair naman, alam niyo kung bakit. Kasi si Secretary Duque, I've known him. At least, I mean, we were good friends. Medyo ngayon may tampo na sa akin siguro kasi napipitik ko na rin siya. Eh, kasi napipitik ko lang naman siya sa inis kasi I'm trying to help him. We're all trying to help him. But, I think every time he gets criticized, he starts, retrieving into an introvert. But, Secretary Duque, whether you like it or not, is a very, very cautious person. Hindi siya yung, sugod mga kapatid! Siya yung, sige, nandito ako, backup ko kayo, nandito ako, susuportahan ka. Pero mauna ka. Eh, sagot naman yan kay Presidente Duterte, Sir, I'm only following your example. Di ba ikaw, you always say, wala akong pinipirmahang dokumento or kontrata para walang masabi ang tao. Ayun, ginawa na walang tayo o na-delay yung 10 million doses ba yun of Pfizer vaccine. In any case, in related news, the national government vows 60 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines by next year. This as the health department sees that COVID cases may spike up to 4,000 new daily cases after the holidays. Ayan na ang projection. Kung ngayon ay mga 1-3 nationwide, baka pagkatapos ng Pasko, mga bandang January 2, January 3, magkakalabasan na yan kasi maraming nagbakasyon, maraming mga labs magsasara. Pagdating ng January 2, 3, 4, ayan na, magwa 1, 2, 3, 4 na ang takbuhan from 1,000 to 2,000 to 3,000 to 4,000 according to the DOH. Okay, while at the top of the page, ito na, Transport Secretary Art Tugade has apologized for the RFID mess. Thank you. At least nag-apologize siya. Ito lang ang masakit, di ba? ang nabukulan yung mga tiga-toll regulatory board as President Duterte tells TRB officials to quit. Mag-resign ka mo diha. Yan, paktaylo. At the lower part of the page, a House bill by Marikina Congressman Bayani Fernando seeks to institutionalize a new way of greeting among Filipinos. No more mano po and handshakes. How is it done? Eto, sige, pakita mo sa camera, sinasabi ni Bayani Fernando, ilalagay sa puso ang kanang palad at tutungo. Ewan ko, parang pinaghalo yung hapon, yung thigh, kasi yung thigh ganun eh. Okay? In any case, ayun na po yung maliw ka rin no? Ginagawang batas pa yun eh. Okay, in other news, former Manila Archbishop Luis Antonio Cardinal Tagle exhorts the public to spread the gift of love this Christmas. Tama lang po yan. Bagamat napansin natin ng the usual suspects, ewan ko may mga suki ako nadadaanan talaga dyan sa may bandang Ortigas at saka yung area na yan sa may Valle area kasi tumatawid kami dyan paminsan-minsan. Yung palagi ang mag-ama at saka yung kanyang daughter na every Christmas nagpapakita, naglilimos. Ang line niya, kailangan ko lang pong pamasahe papuntang probinsya, etc., etc. So maybe ako po, hindi naman ako pusong bato, tumutulong ako sa mga bata, etc. Pero pag the usual suspects na, lalo na matipuno pa katawan, ay nako naman po, DSWD, DILG, medyo dumadami na naman ang tao sa kalsada na naglilimos, ayan na po, no? Anyway, and the Philippine Embassy in Washington is set to recommend a COVID home test kit to the Philippines. Yun po yung sinabi natin kahapon in the news. We mentioned that a COVID home test kit was now available. Okay, so let's move on to our program and let's speak with our first interview tungkol sa biyaheng Pasko. Okay, meron bang biyaheng Pasko ang mga bus paano ba? Kasi marami nagsasabi, paano na ba talaga gagawin biyahe? Okay, at least bumabiyahe na yung basurero doon sa labas ng bahay namin, nangongolekta. Maraming masipag na yun, lalo na street sweeper. Naku, dami nilang bago pa mga uniforme. Alam nyo na. Okay, no, but appreciate them. Me, I love the basureros. We're generous to them, not just during Christmas, because I wouldn't want to do that job. Someone has to do it, and they're doing it. In any case, next, our first interview is Sir Alex Yague, Director, Provincial Bus Operations Association of the Philippines. Sir Alex, welcome back.
Salamat, Cito, at magandang umaga sa lahat ng mga nanonood at nakikinig sa atin ngayon.
Okay, Sir Alex, kanya ako kayo pinaanyaya sa programa kasi medyo concern ako. Alam mo naman yung mga Pilipino, kay may sinabi, walang sinabi, pagdating ng Pasko yan, gagawa at gagawa ng paraan mag-uwian sa probinsya. And last week or early this week, the IATF gave the go signal for point-to-point provincial buses to operate. My problem is I haven't heard any particular guidelines on health protocol, mga destinations, and paano ba yung sistema, kailangan bang magpa-test? Kasi baka mamaya sasakay ng bus, pagdating naman doon sa probinsya, haharangin doon. Ano ba may napag-usapan na ba kayo? Kasali ba kayo sa IATF, etc.?
Salamat, Cito, sa pagkakataon. Actually, as early as September 30 this year, no, nagsimula nang mag-open up yung mga provincial routes, specifically dyan sa Davao, Region 8 sa Leyte, Region 6 sa Iloilo, at some areas sa Region 3 like San Fernando, Pampanga, some areas in Region 4 sa Batangas, sa Laguna at Cavite, and then late as last December 8, may nag-open na ruta coming from Region 2, that's in Cagayan, Isabela, Nueva Ecija, and some parts of Bulacan. Ito yung papasok ng Metro Manila. And yesterday, may lumabas na bagong circular ang LTFRB. Ito yung lumabas sa news ng isang araw. Merong mga point-to-point na ruta na binuksan. No? Ito yung mga galing ng Clark Airport, papasok na Manila. And galing sa Batangas and Lipa, kung saan ikaw ay laging nagpupunta. Meron ng biyahe coming from Lipa to PITX and Ortigas. Pero ito ay minention nila, point-to-point lamang ito.
Okay, pero ano po ba ang patakaran? Kasi alam mo, Sir Alex, every Christmas, yung mga terminal, dagsaan ng tao. At least in fairness, last Christmas, 2019, medyo may mga pre-booking na, no ticket, no ride. But under COVID, meron na bang sinabi sa inyo or meron na bang circular na nagsasabing these are the requirements and process that must be followed by the passenger and by the bus company?
Actually, meron ng circular yan, Cito. Magsimula nung September 30, meron ng mga guidelines na dapat sundin ng operator at ng pasahero.
Okay.
For the passenger, may higpit ang mga requirements. No? Kailangan meron kang travel pass na kung saan ka nang galing, anong bayan ka nang galing. And para makakuha ka ng travel pass, kailangan meron kang rapid test na COVID-19 na negative ang iyong findings. Mag-a-apply ka ng travel pass doon sa iyong LGU PNP, at ang kailangan mo doon ay ipakita mo na ikaw ay merong resident certificate doon, either doon sa pupuntahan mo, or meron kang certificate of employment doon sa pupuntahan mo. Kasi maraming mga local government units ngayon, pagka hindi ka taga roon or hindi ka naman nagtatrabaho roon, bawal pa yung bisita lamang. So, kailangan may travel pass.
O
On the
yun,
part of the,
oh.
on the part of the bus operator naman, kailangan ay point-to-point lamang. So, for example, yung biyaheng Lipa, Lipa to PITX, so, ang pasahero, hindi pwedeng bumaba kahit saan along the way. So, pagsakay mo doon sa Lipa, provided kompleto ka ng mga requirements ng safety protocols, ang pwede mo lang babaan doon sa PITX yung end destination mo. So,
okay. Ang tanong, parang wala kami masyadong nadidinig na publicity or announcements regarding that. Ano po ba nangyari? Cargo na ng bus operators na i-explain? Kasi, tsaka meron kayong hindi nasagot. Paano ang sistema ngayon sa pagbili ng ticket? Ganun pa rin po ba? Kailangan bang online? Pwede bang bumili in person? And how many days advance? Kasi ang alam ko, yung sa mga testing, rapid antigen, in most cases, it's only valid for 72 hours.
Tama ka, merong requirement na pre-booking na 48 hours. Unfortunately, sa probinsya, hindi maganda yung mga internet connection natin doon. So, sa probinsya, kailangan na pumunta ka sa terminal. Doon ka magpabook. In the case dito sa Manila, yung mga terminals na katulad ng PITX at saka yung mga terminals ng mga provincial buses dito sa loob ng Manila, pwede kang mag-internet booking na advance reservation mo. Kasi merong requirement din na social distancing sa loob ng bus at ang requirement dito, point to point, hindi ka pwedeng bumaba along the way.
Yeah. Ano po ang ano po ang load factor ng mga bus na yan, Sir Alex? Kasi dati sabi nila 30% lang. Ngayon ba na-increase? Kasi di ba sabi rin ni Secretary Artugade, dapat naman dagdagan natin kasi malulugi rin yung mga bus companies.
Actually, tama yun. Nung huling circular ng LTFRB sometime na November 2, ay naglabas sila ng circular na kung merong plastic barrier ang pagitan ng bawat upuan, pwede ng side by side. Ito nangyayari na ito ngayon sa Metro Manila. Yung mga traditional jeepney, mga UV Express, pati yung mga city buses, tabi-tabi na yung mga pasahero provided merong plastic barrier between upuan.
So,
ang advantage kasi ng provincial buses sa Cito, merong mga bus dito na luxury na one by one eh. Kaya talagang pagitan ang bawat pasahero.
Okay, nabanggit nyo yung luxury ng mga provincial buses, pero di aircon ba? Kasi hindi ba yung pinagtatalunan, Sir Alex, na nako, kung biyahe ka ng ganyan, ibaba mo bintana mo at baka mahawa ka sa aircon.
Tama yun. Actually, part of the 7 commandments yun ng travel na kailangan sundin ng operator na pag aircon bus ang sinakyan mo, kasi lahat ng aircon buses, merong exhaust mode yan. So, ang operator, nire-require na ilalagay mo sa exhaust para yung hangin na nag-circulate doon sa loob ng bus ay napapalitan. Parang sa
aeroplano.
mga kotse natin, meron dong mode na pwedeng yung hangin lang sa loob ang nag-circulate or pwede mo papasukin yung hangin sa labas para mag-circulate. At saka meron ding mga maliliit na bintana yung mga aircon buses natin na wherein pwede mo buksan yon. Total, ngayong December, malamig naman ang panahon. So, para yung hangin, mag-circulate siya sa loob. At maiwasan natin yung risk of infection.
Supisyente na ba yung mga ruta or points na sinasabi ng LTFRB na inopen nila? Kasi yung isang grupo, yung kay Homer Mercado, nakikiusap na kung pwede, dagdagan yung mga lugar na kung saan sila pwedeng magkarga, magdiskarga, at mag-operate. Anong reaction ninyo dito sa mga set destinations and point-to-point? Is it sufficient and does it meet yung pangangailangan ng mga ng mga mananakay? Kasi siyempre, ang dami ko kasi mga employer na nakakausap, magpapa-Christmas party sila sa 22, sa 23, sabay papauwiin na raw nila yung mga tao. Sabi ko, saan nyo papauwiin yan? Kahirap bumiyahe at baka mamaya hindi tatanggapin doon sa mga probinsya nila yan. Yun ngayon ang tinatanong nila. Kung papauwiin ba ng mga employer yung kanilang mga construction worker, mga staff nila, meron bang masasakyan o kailangan ba ng mga ito ay umupa ng mga van, etc. o ihatid yung kanilang mga tao?
Tama si Homer doon na sa ngayon, 50 local destination lamang ang binuksan ng LTFRB, Cito. Doon sa 50 na ito ay less than 10% ng destinations ng provincial buses. Pag tinignan natin yung mga region na wala pang biyahe kahit na isa, yung Region 1, yung buong Ilocos region, wala pang biyahe doon. Ang Cordillera, kasama na doon ng Baguio, wala pang biyahe doon kahit na isa. Yung mga probinsya ng Pangasinan, Bataan, Zambales, Tarlac, at Aurora, wala pa, ni isang biyahe doon. Wala pang biyahe na papasok ng Maynila. At yung dito lang sa buong probinsya ng Quezon, at buong Region 5, yung tinamahan ng dalawang malalakas na bagyo,
Bicol.
hanggang ngayon, yung Bicol region, hanggang ngayon wala pang biyahe na papasok ng Metro Manila. Kaya kulang na ang mga ruta na binuksan ng LTFRB at ito ay magiging problema dahil kung ang katulad na nabanggit mo kanina, ang ating mga kababayan, pag Pasko, gagawa ng paraan yan para makauwi sa kanilang mahal sa buhay. Kaya yung nagiging resulta nito, napakaraming kolorum na mga van at pati yung mga SUV na ginawa na nilang parang Grab na SUV, ihahatid ka doon sa iyong probinsya. Ang singil dito, mga 3 to 4 times nung dapat mong bayaran pag sumakay ka ng regular na provincial bus.
Kasi ang gagawin lang naman ng mga mananakay, magkukumpol-kumpol at saka kumbaga parang budul-budul sila, parang sama-sama yung kanilang pera para lang makatuloy. At every year nakikita naman natin yan na parang contribution na lang para lang makauwi. Ang problemahin naman nila, yung pagbalik, gano'n na naman. Kung makakabalik sila. Tapos may problema pa kung makakapasok sila o hindi sa local government unit na uuwian nila.
Tama ka ron kasi ang pag ginamit mo kasi yung mga illegal na paraan, katulad ng mga kolorum na mga van, kolorum na private vehicle, walang safety protocol ito. Hindi nila sinusunod yung requirement ng IATF at local government units na meron kang dapat na COVID-19 na negative test certificate. At hindi lang yon, wala tayong way na makontact trace lahat ng ating mga kababayan kung sila ay gagamit ng mga illegal na paraan. Pero kung gagamitin nila yung regular provincial routes na
Hmm.
bubuksan ng LTFRB, meron tayong paraan para ma-contact trace natin lahat ng ating kababayan na babiyahe at maiwasan natin yung infection ng COVID.
Okay, ang tanong, Sir Alex, how frequent and up to when will this bus trips take place? Kasi siyempre, ako halos makipagpustahan na nga ako bukas, Sabado. Garantisado, baka mamaya lang marami nang maghahanap ng paraan na makabiyahe. Pagkatapos sunod-sunod na yan, siyempre, Sabado, Linggo until next week dahil lang Pasko, tumama ng Biyernes yata, yung Christmas Eve. Thursday, di parang, yun na, mag-uumpisa na talaga yung Exodus. Tinawag ko nga sa column ko, Exodus. Ang tanong, yung mga provincial buses ba, how regular will the runs be?
Actually ngayon, marami ng biyahe. Katulad sa Batangas, 5 ang major operator ng bus diyan sa Batangas, Cito. Pero nung nag-umpisa siya, nung November 2, mangilan-ngilan lamang yung mga pasaherong sumasakay na papasok ng Maynila dahil sa mga mahigpit na requirements para sa mga pasahero.
So,
Ngayon, yung 5 bus operators na yan, nagkasundo sila na ang schedule nila, katulad sa umaga, yung galing ng Batangas papunta rito sa PITX, every 1 hour o every 30 minutes, depende sa volume ng pasahero. Pagka weekend, dinadagdagan nila yan. Kasi alam nila na maraming uuwi at ginagawa nila, dinadagdagan nila yung frequency ng kanilang mga biyahe. So, ngayon papalapit na yung Pasko, ang monitoring namin kahapon ay nadagdagan na yung load factor. Kasi aside from Batangas as a destination, Batangas kasi is also a connecting
it's a hub.
port yan papunta ng Mindoro, papunta ng Iloilo.
Tsaka papuntang Quezon. So, it's a hub, so marami nang pumupunta. Ang katanungan ay, sinabi nyo, nag-increase na yung load factor. By how much?
Based sa monitoring namin kahapon, siguro mga sa umaga kasi ang pasahero ang movement niya is northbound papasok na Manila pag umaga. So sa umaga ang northbound load factor mo nasa mga 80 to 90%. So almost seating capacity na.
Okay.
Pero yung sa umaga, yung pabalik, papunta dun sa probinsya, very, very low load factor, below 50%. Ngayon, pagdating ng hapon naman, baliktad naman. So yung pauwi naman ng Batangas, almost 80 to 90% ang load factor. Yung pabalik naman ang
pero karamihan dyan, mga nagtatrabaho lang yan, Sir Alex. Pagdating sa next week, karamihan dyan yung mga uuwi na. Yung balanse ba ang sakayan? Kung maraming uuwi para sa Pasko, papuntang Batangas, papunta sa mga probinsya, does it also mean na marami ring lumuluwas or there are also an equal number of people going to Manila for the holidays? Napupunuan ba yung mga bus nyo sa return o wala kayong backload?
Actually, pagka ang traditionally, yung mga nakaraang mga taon, no, ang volume ng pasahero ay papunta rito sa Metro Manila before Christmas. Bago magpasko, marami ang ratio siguro mga 3:1. Marami ang pupunta muna ng Manila. After Christmas naman, marami naman ang volume na pabalik ng probinsya para doon mag-New Year sa probinsya. So mga 3:1 din ang ratio. So before Christmas, maraming pupunta sa Manila, mamamas ko rito. After Christmas naman, marami naman ang uuwi sa New Year, doon naman sila magkakaroon ng mga reunion. Yun ang
Yung traditional.
yan ang biyahe ngayon. Pero
Talagang
hindi natin alam kung ano magiging trend ngayon.
mahirap, baka mapamaskuhan natin COVID. Mahirap na, ano. But
Yes.
anyway, hindi, mabumainam naman na naliliwanagan natin to. So, ano ang payo ninyo para dun sa mga nagbabaka sakali? Kasi last question ko na lang, Sir Alex, ano ang payo ninyo sa mga nagbabaka sakali na bumiyahe itong coming week from Saturday, tomorrow, or today, Friday, until Christmas Day?
Yung mga ating kababayan na merong mga connection sa internet, pwede nilang tingnan kung sa internet alin yung mga bus companies na bumibiyahe doon sa kanilang lugar. Lahat ng mga bus companies ngayon, meron na silang Facebook, Instagram, Twitter accounts para makikita mo doon yung schedule ng mga biyahe.
Okay.
And then, pwede kang mag-book sa internet, malaman mo yung schedule ng biyahe mo. Huwag kang pupunta sa terminal nang wala kang pre-booking kasi mahirapan ka, hindi ka makakasakay. So, I encourage lahat ng mga pasahero na nagbabalak umuwi sa probinsya or galing sa probinsya, papunta rito ng Manila, tingnan nila yung mga schedule ng mga bus companies nila na sinasakyan doon sa internet. At makikita nila kung ano yung mga schedules na pwede nilang mai-book yung kanilang mga biyahe. Para hindi pwede na ngayon yung pupunta ka lang o impulse, no? Na pupunta ka na lang sa terminal, makakasakay ka. Hindi pwede. Kasi napakaraming requirements na kailangan na kumpletuhin nila. Like yung COVID certificate, kailangan meron silang travel pass. Ang importante rito, dapat meron silang ID na doon sa pupuntahan nila, natagaron sila, or meron silang company ID na meron sila, nagtatrabaho sila doon sa kumpanya na papasukan nila doon sa probinsya.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sir Alex. At palagay ko naman, sana nakatulong yung ating panayam para malaman ng mga wala pang alam. Kasi feeling ko talaga kulang sa publicity or at least public information itong movement, lalo na sa bus, sa darating na itong susunod na mga 5 araw. Thank you very much, sir.
Actually, Cito, makikiusap ako sa iyo na kung panawagan namin sa LTFRB at saka sa mga local government units na kung maaari ay magbukas pa sila ng mga ruta doon sa nabanggit kong mga Region 1, Cordillera, sa Pangasinan, Quezon, Region 5, magbukas pa sila ng mga ruta doon kasi siguro merong 400,000 mga OFW na ang umuwi galing sa ibang bayan. And ito, wala silang masasakyan. So ang nangyayari dito, yung mga kolorum ang nagiging mode of transport nila. So kailangan natin magbukas pa ng maraming ruta para yung ating mga kababayan, bigyan natin sila ng very safe option na makauwi sa kanilang mga mahal sa buhay.
Ayan nyo, we will follow up on that. Thank you very much, Sir Alex.
Maraming salamat pagkakataon, Cito.
Yan po, si Sir Alex Yague ng Director ng Provincial Bus Operations Association. We'll go for a quick break and when we return, kausapin naman natin, let's talk to Secretary William Dart tungkol dito sa pinoproblema ng mga magbababoy na mga kakulangan ng laboratory testing facility at pagkamahal-mahal na testing para sa COVID-19 ASF free certification. We'll be right back. Okay, you're back here on agenda, and next up we have none other than Secretary William Dar of the Department of Agriculture. Mr. Secretary, good morning po. Okay, Mr. Secretary, are you with us? Okay, on the phone. Okay, Secretary Dar, good morning. Okay, mukhang nawala ang connection. Pero balikan ko lang po yung sinabi kanina ni Director Alex Yague ng Provincial Bus Operators. Yan pong picture na yan, ano? Yan po, mga OFW returning from abroad. Okay? Sila nakabalik at ngayon, babalik na sila sa kanilang mga probinsya. Ang problema, kung sila ay tiga Region 1, Ilocos, Cordillera, Mountain Province, Kalinga, etc., Pangasinan, pati yata Tarlac, etc., tapos Bicol, walang biyahe ng bus. So what happens? Yan ay kukunin ng FX, kukunin ng AU, ng mga UB Express, ng mga puting high ace bands na walang logo, walang rehistro, fully tinted, etc. Sa madaling sabi, susungkitin lahat yan ng mga colorum. At ang masakit po dyan, doon lang po sila sa sa paglanding pa lang nila sa airport, pinapasa na sila ng mga sweetik doon at binibigay na doon sa mga colorum. Anyway, balikan natin si Secretary William Dar. Mr. Secretary, good morning.
Ito and the rest of your viewers, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat.
Okay, sir. I know you're very busy. You have a meeting, so I will make this fast. Kasi I stumbled on a situation that I think should be government's concern. We had a situation, small farm, na nagkaroon ng mga multiple deaths. So hindi kami sigurado kung ASF or hindi, nagpatawag kami ng mga veterinarians. In fact, nakatatlong veterinarians. Napakaliit ng farm, 10 heads, 10 sow level lang. So, tsaka ilang biik. So, sabi ng mga veterinaryo, patest na natin doon sa laboratory. Sabi namin, sige, patest natin para sigurado. Kasi kung ASF yan, dapat patayin na lahat yan at ilibing.
Anong lugar ito, Cito? Anong lugar?
Bahay ko.
Okay, sige. Okay.
So, sabi naman kasi, sir, ng mga veterinarian, sir, mukhang bakterya. Pero let's play safe. But here's the interesting thing. I found out, if you want to have laboratory tests for diseases, there is only one laboratory for South Luzon. And then you are in line, queuing in line along with all the hog racers of South Luzon who are required by the national government and by local governments to get ASF free certification. So sa madaling salita, pipila ka. Ang problema, aabutin daw ng mga 30 days bago makakuha ng slot para matesting yung farm. Sabi ko, okay na lang kasi by 30 days, ubus na yung mga baboy na yan. Kahit anong sakit pa yan, kung virus yan, bacteria yan, at the rate it's going, they'll all be dead unless I do intervention work, no? But here's the thing, Mr. Secretary, and not about me, no? You know me well enough. I'm doing my work as media. We have only one testing center in South Luzon, in the town of Santo Tomas, or city, city ba yung Santo Tomas, Batangas, and one in Pasig. Yung iba hindi ko na alam. The line is so much because para makabenta ang magbababoy, kailangan ASF pre-certificate that cost 21,000. And yung mga nakausap ko, nagtawag ako, may mga in-interview ko, sabi, Cito, yan ang dahilan, number one, kung bakit karamihan ng magbababoy, hindi na lumalabas sa barangay nila. Doon na lang sa barangay nila binibenta yung baboy, yung backyard farm. Kung meron mang farm, nire-reduce na lang yung kanilang production level at doon na lang sa kanilang LGU nagbebenta, number one. Number two, they can't afford 21,000, and if it takes 30 days to get certificate, many of them are applying 30 days ahead. So, ayun po, Mr. Secretary, no, pinapaabot ko lang sa inyo because I know you are doing your best to stop ASF at the same time trying to promote the welfare of hog raisers.
Yeah, Cito, let me mention, tama ka yung limited yung mga laboratories natin. Actually, there are 8 regions with laboratories presently that can handle itong mga transboundary diseases. Now, we are also working with private sector laboratories and accrediting them para tutulong po sila dito sa mga analysis in regard to transboundary animal diseases. But yung 30 days, I will look into this kasi dapat naman mas quicker yung response kahit isa yung lab dito sa Region 4A at mayroon pa nearby areas, even here in Bai, Bureau of Animal Industry sa Quezon City, mayroon rin isang laboratory dito. So, dapat we can use these laboratories and even laboratories dito sa Region 3 kung kinakailangan. So,
Actually,
I don't accept yung 30 days na yung target ng mga BAI personnel.
okay, actually, Mr. Secretary, you have that's the point I wanted to mention, ano. It was strange kasi sabi ko, naintindihan ko yan, yung mga policies for controlling transboundary diseases. Pero sabi ko, we're trying to contain ASF. There should be an express lane if someone goes there and say, we want to verify if we have ASF in this area or not. So kumbaga, no, hindi na dapat pipila. Pag sinabing, hindi ko kami humihingi ng certification, kailangan namin ng verification kasi dapat kung may ASF to, patayin na lahat kagad. That was the point of the discussion, Mr. Secretary.
Yeah, I will see to it that that happens. As I've said, I don't agree na 30 days you have to line up. Much more in reports like, having to validate whether these are animal diseases like ASF or others. Kasi kailangan natin matugunan agad. So I will look into this right away today para masabihan ulit na tama yung sabi po ninyo na yung mga bagong lugar mas lalo ay talaga i-validate na natin agad.
Okay. Kasi yun sa akin naman, Mr. Secretary, kilala mo ako, hindi ako nagpapa-BIP or anything kasi sabi ko nga sa veterinaryo, patayin nyo na lahat yan, sasampu lang yan eh. Pag kumalat yan, sasabihin nila, tinatago ni Beltran yung kanyang mga baboy. Mapagalitan mo pa ako, Mr. Secretary.
Now, we can open up additionally itong Bureau of Animal Industry Laboratory dito sa Quezon City. Kung mayroon, let me know.
Okay, and well, we will let you know. And sorry to interrupt your meeting there. I just felt it is of a major concern, and if we can implement the express lane for all suspected areas, mapapabilis yung laban natin. Thank you very much, sir.
We will do that, Cito, at maraming salamat. At in relation to this, di ba, nagpaparating na tayo ng kasi very tight yung supply dito sa Luzon, sa baboy. Yung mga unaffected areas ng Mindanao and Visayas, since May, we were mobilizing and we are still doing that today para makarating mas maraming ma-ship at ma-market dito po sa Metro Manila. So total na ngayon, as of today, ay 174,000 hogs have been transferred and marketed in Metro Manila para mapunuan po yung kakulangan ng pork dito sa Metro Manila po.
Okay, do you have a team that's monitoring the flow? Total, nabanggit nyo na yan, Mr. Secretary. may mga nagsasabi kasi sa akin yesterday nung nire-research ko itong problema to, na may mga local governments daw kasi na hindi magpapadaan ng mga ganyang baboy. Are you transporting this directly by ship or by highway? Kasi yun din ang complaint sa akin ng mga nasa sa Mindanao. Sabi, kuyang, ginagawa ni Secretary Dar yung dapat, pero pagdating on the ground, itong mga LGU, pinapahirapan kami.
Yes, over time we were able to handle this quarantine, passing through issues. So, dumadami po yung mga naisiship at binibenta na baboy galing Bismin. And particularly, for example, dun sa province sa Southern Leyte, ay very actively supportive na yung ating gobernador doon, si Governor Mercado. And the same is true for other governors doon sa Mindanao. So, naayos na natin yung problema po.
Okay. Well, congratulations on that part, and thank you for continuing to be open-minded and listening to our suggestions and reports. Sana po ay magpatuloy itong kampanya natin at magtatulungan tayong lahat. Thank you very much, Secretary Dar.
Salamat po, Cito, and all your viewers. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Secretary. Okay, yan po si Secretary William Dar ng Department of Agriculture. And ayun, nadinig naman nyo, gagawa ni Secretary Dar ng solusyon yung problema. And ladies and gentlemen, nililinaw ko lang po, no? Hindi natin to pinapaabot kay Secretary Dar para ma-prioritize ako. Sinabihan ko na nga yung mga veterinaryo, kung hindi ninyo yan barilin o patulugin o kaya pukpukin ko ng maso yan, sasampu lang yan. Kung ASF yan, dapat shut down. I will be in front of the line to shut down. Sa akin naman, laruan ko lang naman yung mga 10 baboy yun. Ang problema, kung merong ASF, kailangan masiguro natin kagad kung may ASF. Nung pipila pala yung tao para ang sistema pala, hihingi ka muna ng slot doon sa laboratory. Pagkatapos pag meron ka na, parang booking sa bus. Kailangan meron ka munang booking, pagkatapos babalik ka doon sa farm, tapos kukunan mo ng sample ng dugo, yung mga suspected na mga baboy, then babalik ka doon sa laboratory, then gagawin nila yung testing, and sabihin mo na 48 hours bago lumabas yung testing. Sabi ko, sa tansya ko lang, palagay ko, by the time na makuha niya yung booking, gaano ba katagal? Sir, 30 days daw. 30 days, okay. Pagkatapos, sasampo, wala na akong baboy. Hindi ko na kailangan magpa-testing. Ba't pa ako magbabayad ng 21,000, di ba? Ganun lang po yun. Anyway, nasabi na natin kay Secretary Dar, hopefully, for the benefit of lahat ng magbababoy, madamihan ang testing center at mapababa yung presyo kasi sobra naman po. 21,000 para mag-testing ka kahit na sabihin mo, tinesting mo 30. Di halos wala ka rin kinita. Ang liit-liit lang po ng kita na magbababoy doon sa bentahan malaki. Anyway, sumusobra na ako. We-break muna po tayo. We'll go for a break and then we go to Governor Artiap naman. Let's talk tourism. Okay, let's go for a break. Mukhang hindi makabreak yung ating studio. Okay, you're back here on Agenda. I'm Cito Beltran, and you are watching us via Signal TV, channels 8 and 250, or facebook.com/OneNewsPH, or YouTube, One News PH. Maraming salamat po sa mga patuloy na nanonood, nagsusubaybay sa ating programa. We really appreciate it, and I mean that. Okay, now let's go to our next interview, our interview with Governor Art Yap of the province of Bohol. Governor Yap, good morning. Governor Art, are you there already? Mukhang may problema tayo dito sa Bohol right now. We will try to connect with Governor Art because we've actually been trying to do this for several days already, but for some strange reason, if you remember, nung kakaumpisa pa lang ng COVID, napakaganda ng connection lagi ni Governor Yap at saka yung kanyang video. Pero itong last few days, parang, ewan ko, baka siguro kinokompetensya na siya ng mga estudyante. Puro na naka-online. So, pati yung sa kanyang communications ay nagsasuffer. In any case, okay, we will shift gears for a while because I don't know if we will change the selection of the schedule of guests, but in any case, ito pong mga nasa balita ngayon, medyo interesting kasi yung pag-apologize ba ni Secretary Art Tugade, you know, Art Tugade is a very proud man, and he, he does not just say sorry like that. Pero it takes a big man, and he's a big man with a big heart naman, to apologize for the mess of the RFID. And apparently, parang ano ito ang story na nakuha ko, he had an idea, or he had this desire na maging ano. Okay, nandiyan na ba si Governor Art Yap? Governor, are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Governor. Kamusta na ba?
Because sorry, a few days ago, I was supposed to go with your program, but I think it was moved, no? So today may move, and today may consultations kasi ako on the road. So very intermittent yung signal. Pero tama rin yung sinabi mo na kinausap ko na yung mga officials ng Smart at saka Globe. Humihingi nga ako sa kanila ng listahan kung saan pa yung mga areas na kailangan nila mag-roll out at may problema sila. Because they want to help them personally, yung provincial government to tulong na sa pag-roll out nila. Number two, there may even be some areas na pwede namin i-nominate sa aming economic rental lang ang Smart at Globe sa amin para makatulong din kami sa roll-out nila. Dahil binibigyan kami ng magandang facility ngayon for infrastructure spending ng land bank at DTP. So gusto rin kaming tumulong sa pag-roll out ng infra, and at least may return rin sa provincial government. So tama ka, medyo talagang sketchy. Yung laro na nga namin dito is how much time we have to the next cut-off bago pa maka-cut-off. Pero kami sa road dito, ginagawa na namin ng mapa talaga kung saan yung mga gaps. And we're submitting that to Smart and Globe right now. Well,
Okay, mabilisan na lang, Governor Yap. What can people expect with Bohol as you open for tourism? Kailan ba kayo mag-o-open? Paano ba yung sistema at saan ba pwede?
Basically, Cito, we accepted the Philippine Travel Exchange last September here in Bohol.
Mm-hmm.
And what we were trying to experiment was to see how a virtual hybrid conference could be. So, napatakbo naman namin yung Philippine Travel Exchange. No?
Okay.
And because of that, nainganyo kami na buksan yung Bohol for meetings, incentives, conferences, and events, mga MICE events. Dito December 15, ang nakita natin na nag-organize ng mga events, we were trying to invite people to come and have their reunions in Bohol, especially during Christmas. We were going to see kung may mga magre-reserve, kung may mga kasal na gustong gawin sa Bohol na limited numbers, wala rin mahina. So, ang ginawa namin by December 15 onwards, pinisisyon na namin na buksan na to independent travelers, yung mga frequent travelers. So, binuksan na namin sa greater majority for domestic tourism.
Mm-hmm.
So, ang kailangan lang naman, mag-log on sila sa tourism.bohol.gov.ph. So, uulitin ko na tourism.bohol.gov.ph. So, doon po sa sa link na yon, sa website na yon, nandun na yung mga accredited laboratories where you can go for your PCR test, because you need a negative PCR test na at least 72 hours ang validity before you travel. So if you come to Bohol and you have that, meron kang 5 days to stay within your bubble. That means you have inside that website, makikita mo yung accredited hotels, accommodations, establishments, accredited tour operators, accredited transport operators. So pumasok ka lang doon sa tourism.bohol.gov.ph dahil kailangan mong ipakita doon yung QR code ng RT-PCR test mo, i-register mo doon. Doon ka rin kukuha ng accredited hotel at establishment, yung tour operator mo, yung transport mo, dun mo rin ibubook. Pag nagawa mo lahat yun, that's the time na bibigyan ka ng QR code. So pagpasok mo ng Bohol, ipapakita mo na lang yung QR code mo, dire-diretso ka na. Nandun na rin yung susundo sa'yo, diretso ka na sa hotel mo. And then yung hotel mo, that's going to be treated as your bubble. So you can move around your hotel, and in the sites that you're going to visit, pre-accredited sites na yun dahil na-pre-clear na yun dun sa website. At saka yung tour operator mo, pre-clear na rin yun. So walang do-it-yourself. So yun ang system ngayon. Pumasok pa lang sa tourism.bohol.gov.ph, nandun po yung mga requirements.
Okay, so nandoon na rin ang kung sinasabi kung whichever comes first. Kasi may mga tao nagtatanong, papauunahin ko ba yung PCR test o magpapabook muna ako ng hotel? Baka hindi ako makakuha ng hotel room.
May selection naman doon, Sir Cito, kung ano yung pwede nilang unahin because I think ang importante doon is yung RT-PCR test, basta may negative 72 hours sila, yun ang importante. Yung mga rooms, wag silang matatakot kasi maraming bakante. Maraming bakante talaga ngayon.
Okay. What about RT-PCR facilities? May balita ako na, di ba may tinatayo ka, Governor? May tinatayo kang facility dyan, tsaka hospital. Ready na ba?
Opo, ready na po yun. That has been operating since September po. Nung dumating yung Philippine Travel Exchange, operational na yung RT-PCR laboratory, yung containerized laboratory ng provincial government. At nung dumating yung Philippine Travel Exchange delegates ng September, yung Gallares Memorial Hospital ng Bohol, that's the COVID hospital here, designated COVID hospital under the DOH structure and system, operational na.
Okay. Well, I won't take too much of your time, Governor, especially pag ganitong hit and miss ang ating signal. But I think you communicated everything very clearly, and we will continue to promote Bohol as a destination of choice. Maraming salamat and looking forward to better days with better communications there, Gov.
Thank you very much, Cito. Merry Christmas po. Salamat.
Okay, Merry Christmas to you too. Yan po, si Bohol Province Governor Art Yap. And alam niyo, maganda yung attitude ni Art. Sabi niya, kasi I can call him Art, matagal na po kami magkaibigan. Sabi nga niya, sit down niya yung Globe at saka yung Smart at sila na ang tutulong na ma-set up. Kasi mahirap din yung dikta tayo ng dikta kasi local government official tayo o kaya mananakot tayo or mampre-pressure. Yung style ni Artyap, very executive Very executive yung style niya na, okay, how do we do this? Let's work together. And how can we incentivize this for everybody? In any case, that's the good news. All you have to do, if you want to go to Bohol, maluwag daw yung mga facility. Kasi konti pa ang pumupuntang tourist. Kasi marami sa atin talagang praning Di ba? And rightly so, we should really be worried about unnecessary movement. But all you have to do is go to tourism.bohol.gov.ph and you will be required to have a PCR test result, negative PCR test result within 72 hours para pagdating mo doon, pasok na pasok ka doon sa 72 hours. And I will tell you, I've been to Bohol. We did the cultural tour of the old houses, the churches, etc. We went through the river. We did the river tour, etc. Ang sarap po sa Bohol. Okay, lalo na pag ganitong panahon, medyo malamig-lamig pa, hindi masyadong masakit sa balat yung araw, ay nako, you will enjoy yourself. Let's go for a quick break. And when we return, I will quickly read the list of donor companies na tumulong makakuha ng vaccine from AstraZeneca. And then after that, we will do a quick interview with Mayor Alfred Romualdez of Tacloban. Okay, Mayor Alfred ready na pala. O di sige, Mayor Alfred muna tayo. let's check on my, hindi pala siya COVID bulletproof. Ah, Mayor Alfred, oh, you still look healthy naman eh. Akala ko naman eh. You made me worry when you told me you were COVID positive.
Yeah, but we're back in action. So you know, uh, syempre hindi ko akalain tatamaan tayo eh, pero that's part of the job eh.
Yeah, I mean, that surprised me, no? Kasi napakaingat mo eh. Napakaingat mo, napaka-vigilant mo, at napakahigpit mo. You are very strict about all the protocols. Do you mind sharing with our friends or our listeners how it slipped through?
Actually, there was a major traffic accident in Tacloban. And I was waiting for the report. What happened? It involved about 10 cars and one truck, that lost its brakes. So, the head of the traffic enforcer in Tacloban apparently walked into my office while I was having lunch by myself. And when he walked in there, we were just so engrossed in, talking and exchanging on what happened. And yun, ang feeling ko, according to the contact tracers, I got it from my executive assistant. So, but, fortunately, even my daughter, who stays with me, and the household people, everyone tested negative. So,
I have to apologize to our viewers kung nakikita niyong natatawa ako at nangingisi ako kasi yung head of the traffic enforcers and executive assistant ni Mayor Alfred ay halos parang barkada na namin, and we like picking on him. So he obviously got even with you after all of the time we have been picking on him. But all levity aside, what was the experience like? Because, people seem to have different experiences, but what was your experience like?
Well, it wasn't, first of all, nung nagkaroon ng H1N1 dito sa Tacloban, I got it also. And, and I really accepted the fact that, if you want to really do your job, it's part of it. Mahirapan talaga tayo. So I really felt that, I had the virus in me. It's just a question of if my resistance went low, then I would get it. And mukhang yun na nangyari. But it was apparently thanks to a good friend of mine, Dr. Marco Abad of Medical City. And we were contacting each other, and he was telling me about all the symptoms. And apparently I got all the symptoms. So, it's just, what we did it early when I tested positive. Immediately they put me in oxygen, and I was taking strong vitamins and Zitramax, things like that, just to make sure that, that I would strengthen my immune system. Pero grabe, it just happened so fast. And buti na lang naagapan. And I was kind of, iffy whether I would go to the ICU emergency room or, just wait and, and see if, I could kind of handle that. And, pasalamat naman ako with all the prayers, especially from, friends and Taclobanons and all, and, that I was able to pull through. Pero hindi ko na rin nasubukan. Ang dami nagpadala ng medicine from Japan, from China. Hindi na eh. Wala nang time eh. So, hindi ko na. Sa dami, mahihilo ka na rin. Ano bang kukunin yan eh? Well, everybody's claiming also that, it all works. But, syempre, ganun talaga yun eh. And, but I'm happy to be back because, as I see, even local governments, pati kami being a highly urbanized city, which actually we're celebrating that because about 2008, we became a highly urbanized city at this particular day, December 18. And,
Okay.
that's why we're kind of celebrating that today. And it's like a local holiday here. And, we're fortunate that, that I'm back on the road because it's important na, alam mo, this last couple of months, nakita ko nga si Secretary Dar. The day I tested positive, he was here and we were supposed to meet. Masipag si secretary. Pero sabi ko, hindi, mukhang positive ata ako, kaya hindi na ako nag-attend ng meeting. And, but I see a lot of the functions of the local government, the regional and the national government really focus on COVID-19, no? And with this new normal, there are really a lot of changes, a lot of modifications in policies and all that. And really, nakatutok kami dyan. And
So how does this experience change your executive perspective? Kasi you've always been vigilant about COVID-19, and I guess it's scary to realize that, you know, one lapse, you know, a momentary lapse could have killed you.
Well, actually, it's more of it's more of being a doctor, and you know how strict you are with your patient, and suddenly you become the patient, so you kind of feel you get a really strong feeling on paano ba tong mga tinatamaan, kawawa din eh. It's really a very well, it's painful in my case, pero nakakalungkot kasi syempre walang lalapit sa wala kang makausap, tapos ikaw lang, parang, it's really giving time.
Very few people have talked about COVID-19 being painful. Lagi natin nadidinig, ubo, loss of taste, loss of smell, coughing, LBM, but when you say it was painful, could you elaborate on that?
Because first of all, you think na feeling mo na you have a lot of phlegm in your chest, and then it's difficult to breathe, and you have to force yourself to breathe, and you have to breathe harder, and how long is that gonna last? And the body aches were really, really strong, and matagal na ako hindi nagtrangkaso eh. So ito ibang-iba eh, parang binugbog ka talaga na hindi ka makatayo.
I remember you were comparing it to malaria.
Yeah, I had malaria when I was younger, and the chills that were very similar to malaria, and it was very warm already in the room. I had a lot of layers of clothes, and yet I still felt I was chilling for 2 days. And sabi ko na it just dawned on me after having these symptoms na I think this is COVID already. And the funny thing was, I had this rapid test. I took 2 of them and they all said negative, but I didn't trust it. So sabi ko PCR na ako kompleto na in the nose and mouth and all the works and all that. And that tested positive. Then I said, ito na nga yun. So, it was really, I felt more similar symptoms of having malaria than trangkaso in my case.
You mentioned, that you were alone, mahirap, you were alone. Did the thought that you could die alone and being totally incommunicable, paano ba yun? Incommunicado. Kumbaga, you were isolated. How did that hit you?
Well, it's not the first time because pati Yolanda naman, nangyari na rin yan eh. So, itong H1N1, nung I isolated myself in an island also, and I got hit at that time, no? And, but this one, it's something like, you don't really know what to expect. You can wake up one morning and, because, a friend of mine passed away, and in fact, he got to text even 24 hours before he passed away that, he was hoping to get well because, he missed us and, parang barkada rin. And next thing he passed away the next day. So it really happened so fast. And I think this is what the doctors are really, really very concerned that, is there a medicine that will act fast enough to, to overtake this virus? And that's the scary part there. Then, obviously, when you're sick, and you take all these medicines, gising ka sa gabi, tulog ka sa araw, so mahirap din, wala kang kausap, wala kang so ako nililibang ko na lang na panayantawag ko na lang sa mga ibang opisyalis ng syudad para ma-monitor ko ano nangyayari to keep my mind busy rather than dwelling on and thinking that what can happen.
Did you have hallucinations or because I remember a few people I knew ayaw sara yung mata sa gabi. Parang
Ah.
they got scared na baka hindi na ako gumising.
You get the hallucination. I did get that for once when I was having chills. Pag nag-chill ka, yun ang feeling, na you get, hallucination. Pero, parang kung ikwento ko pa yan, parang horror movie pa yan. Sito, kaya hindi.
Okay, well, it's good that we can laugh at it now, but when you called me and told me about it, that was not a pleasant experience because, like you, I have lost a couple of friends to COVID-19. But it's good. It's good to hear from you. It's good to know that you're back in the game. And of course, I don't expect you to be back out pretty soon. I think there's quite a bit of a recovery period, 3 weeks if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but what I do, I still go out in my car because alam mo naman, Sito, kilala mo naman ako, wala akong driver, hindi ako nagdadala ng ako lang mag-isa sa sasakyan. So at least monitor ko pa rin anong nangyayari sa syudad ko. Then I make my calls through, through the car, and informing what I see and if corrections and things that needed to be done. So I still do sign papers and all that. So I still have to be out there. I just don't expose myself to, to other people as doctors advise. No? But
Okay, well, let's go for a quick break. And when we return, I'd like to give you a chance to give a message to our viewers and to your fellow Taclobanons. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back here, and let's bring back Mayor Alfred Romualdez. Mayor Alfred, just wanted to ask you if you could give a message kasi alam mo maraming gustong umuwi, mag-family reunion, bumiyahe, etc. But not many people know what it's like to have COVID-19. Ako, yung panakot ko na lang sa kanila, 3 million to 5 million kung ma-hospital sila at ma-ICU. Perhaps you could just give a word of caution to our viewers who are planning to go out and party this holidays.
First of all, don't underestimate this virus. There's a possibility, we've all talked about that, about its mutation. But it's really very contagious. And nakita ko na a lot of people are even surprised, even doctors, with exercising all the protocols and the measures, and they still get it. Kaya masasabi ko talaga, ingatan nyo dahil lalo na kung may trabaho kayo, unang-una, baka mawalan kayo ng trabaho pag nagkaroon kayo ng COVID, pagkatapos talaga mapanganib. At lalo na kung mahawaan nyo pa yung mga mahal nyo sa buhay, isa pang malaking problema yun. Wag muna tayo umasa sa mga vaccine. Sa tingin ko, matatagalan pa yan. Personally speaking, I'm not fault-finding anyone, but it's just being practical na medyo matatagalan pa yan. So ako talaga, ang basic na kailangan natin, palakasin natin yung sarili natin, siguraduhin natin na talaga yung mga katawan natin ay tigilan na natin yung mga bisyo, paninigarilyo, pag-iinom, at saka yung mga bisyong ganyan, ayusin na natin yung mga katawan natin. Kasi at the end of the day, many of my friends survived this because, they take care of themselves. And ako masasabi ko talaga na it's Christmas, let's count our blessings. And, I know that God is watching over us, and with what we're doing now here in correcting a lifestyle in order to give a better future for our loved ones, kaya talagang ingat-ingatan natin yan. And I can see naman ang gobyerno is trying all and modifying their policies and really adjusting to what's going on here, and especially the balancing of our economy and as opposed to the health of our people. Medyo mahirap na trabaho yan. Kaya ako, saludo rin sa mga mayor, sa mga governor, because itong talagang trabaho na to, hindi natin pinaghandaan ito. Talagang basta bumagsak na lang sa atin to, at alang-alang sa mga constituents ko, kaya masasabi ko, let's count our blessings. Merry Christmas and Happy Cito.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you, and see you in 2021, and stay safe, Mayor. Thank you.
You too.
Okay, yan po si Mayor Alfred Romualdez, survivor na naman. He survived H1N1, he survived Yolanda, and he has survived COVID-19. And talagang, huwag niyo masabi, masamang damo. Mabait naman niya si Mayor, mahigpit lang. Before we go, I asked Joey Concepcion, Presidential Advisor on Entrepreneurship, to please provide us a list of the companies that teamed up with him to procure vaccines. And we asked for that list so we can publicly acknowledge them. So here goes, mabilisan lang po. Please bear with me because we need to give credit where credit is due. Of course, Go Negosyo procured 313,300 doses, ICTSI 300,000, BDO Foundation Incorporated 200,000, San Miguel Corporation 300,000, First Philippine Holdings Corporation 200,000, Philippine National Bank 160,000, PLDT Smart Foundation Inc. 100,000. Ito po yung 100,000 doses, okay, of the vaccine. Followed by LBC Express, Philippine 7 Corporation, 80,000 each, Udena Corporation, and Gokongwei Brothers Foundation, 60,000 doses each, Philinvest Corporation, East West Banking Corporation, GT Capital Holdings Incorporated, Wilcon Depot Incorporated, Ayala Corporation, Philippine Transmarine Carriers Incorporated, all 50,000 doses. Then, Aboitiz Foundation, maraming salamat po dun sa padala niyong Christmas present. Masarap. Okay. Aboitiz, Magsaysay Maritime, Pen Shop, Aboitiz and Magsaysay, 40,000 doses. Pen Shop Group, Sea Oil Philippines, Nova Group, Lavi Corporation, Bench, Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce, 30,000 doses each group they procured of the vaccine. Followed by Philippine Franchise Association and Miyazaki Torres and North Point Incorporated, 26, and 25,000 doses. Nestle Philippines, 22,000. Mercury Drug Corporation and Century Properties, followed by Federation of Filipino Chinese Chamber of Commerce, Jollibee Foods Corporation, Okada Group, Max Group, all procured 20,000 each of the vaccine from AstraZeneca. Okay, and then Rustan's group of companies procured 16,100 doses of the vaccine. Golden Arches Development Corporation, 15,000. Abenson Ventures Inc., 14,000. RFM Corporation, 10,000. Concepcion Industrial Corporation, 10,000. Double Dragon Properties Corporation, 10,000. CDO Food Sphere Incorporated, 10,000. Shopee, 10,000. Dizon Farms, 10,000. Yun po yung mga bumili ng mga bakuna, no? At yung natira, Unilever, 7,000. Bounty Fresh, 6,800. Card MRI, 5,000. Bounty Agro Ventures Inc., 4,200 doses. Mercedes-Benz, 4,000. Semiconductor and Electronics Industries in the Philippines, 3,000. Santos Knight Frank, 2008. Imperial Homes, 1,200. At para doon po, sa walang paglalagyan na freezer, pwede kong ibakante yung aking freezer. Biglang makikiambush, ano? In any case, those are the companies that bought their batches of vaccine from AstraZeneca. AstraZeneca, in turn, have sold those vaccines at cost as part of their corporate social responsibility. It's a non-profit sale. And of course, in the future naman siguro, pag okay na lahat, magbebenta na rin sila na may konting kita. But our hats off to AstraZeneca. In any case, just a clarification, yesterday I announced na starting next week, baka replace na kami. Medyo no-go. Some people did not approve of the idea. So at least from 21 to 23, we will still go live. So for those who don't like me, I'll still be doing live show to annoy you. And those who like me or like our program and who are praying for us, well, we'll still be together at least until before Christmas. I'm Cito Beltran. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for Team Agenda. And please stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy. God is greater than all our trials. Ako po, lahat talaga pinagdadaanan namin. We do not give glory and honor to these trials and tribulations, for our God is great and mighty, and He's got our back. So has He, and He also has your back. Have a great day. Happy weekend. I'm Cito Beltran. Thank you for joining us.